Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will continue with our Notes app. In previous video, we have covered room database. So if you have not yet watched it, I'll highly recommend you to watch that first and then watch this video. Now, in this video, we will cover ViewModel and Adapter. So as you know, MVVM stands for Model, View and ViewModel, out of which we have already created model, that is our data. ViewModel, we will create it today. And view, we will cover it in the next video. Then adapter is for recycler view. So first, let's start with adapter. Create a new class under adapter package as NoteAdapter and done. Now we have only one recycler view present in home fragment to display the notes, correct? So for that, we will create an adapter and a view holder which will basically going to attach the data with its respective UI. Got it? Let's start with extending the recycler view. Dot adapter. And inside it, NoteAdapter dot NoteViewHolder, which we'll create now. So inside NoteAdapter class, create another class as NoteViewHolder. ViewHolder is basically used for attaching the XML layout file like r.layout.notelayout, but here we will be using binding. So for that, here write, item binding as note layout binding, that is our XML file, extends view holder with item binding dot root. Now, whenever we want to access anything from note layout, we will write item binding and a list of all the UI components present in it will be displayed. Next is to set up differ callback and async list differ. Now, what are those? Both of them are used together to efficiently update the contents of a recycler view without refreshing the entire data set. So let me write the code first and then I'll explain you. And done. Now see, this is a differ callback implementing diffutil.item callback interface. This interface is used by diffutil to determine the difference between two lists. First function is are items the same? Is called to check whether the item represents the same object in node data class. Here it compares the ID, node description and node title of the old items with the new items. If all these properties are same, it considers the item as same. Similarly, second method, are contents the same, is called to check whether the contents of two items are the same in the node data class. Here it uses the default equality check, that is old item is equal to new item. This means that if all the properties of the nodes are the same, then the contents are considered the same. Got it? Then this line creates an async list differ instance using differ callback which we created. Basically, async lists determine differences between two lists on a background thread, which helps in smooth UI updates. And that's it. Next, we will implement 3 members of NoteAdapter class. That is onCreateViewHolder, onBindViewHolder, and getItemCount. First, in onCreateViewHolder, we need to define the view, means XML layout file. So let me write the code. And done. See, as we have used binding, so note layout binding will inflate parent.context and returning note view holder, obviously. Next, in onBind view holder, first define the position of the note in the list like this way. Then, once we know the position, then simply attach the data with its respective UI like this way. Note title dot text through item binding is equal to current note dot title. Means whatever the current note title will be, that will be displayed on the note title text view. Similarly, whatever the current note description will be displayed on the note description text view. Simple. Now, what will happen if I click on the recycler view item, means on the note? It should navigate the user to edit note fragment, correct? So first, set onClick listener on item view, and inside it we will set up nav controller. Let me write the code. And done. See, direction variable consists of home fragment direction that goes from home fragment to edit node fragment of the current node. Then set the direction on the nav controller and done. Next is to return size of the list in getItemCount function. So return differ dot current list dot size, and that's it. Our NoteAdapter is ready. Now moving on to our next class, that is ViewModel. So create a new class under ViewModel package. Name it as NoteViewModel. And done. Now, as you know, ViewModel acts as a bridge between view and model. So here we will be creating 5 functions that will launch through coroutine scope. So for that, first we need to add parameters here as application, then note repository, and extend it as Android ViewModel with argument as app. Then inside it, create a function add node with node parameter is equal to ViewModel scope dot launch, which is a part of the coroutine. Basically, it ensures that the coroutine is cancelled when the associate ViewModel is cleared or destroyed to prevent potential memory leaks. Got it? Then inside the coroutine block, write node repository dot insert node with node argument. This will launch in the background using coroutines. And done. Similarly, let me quickly create for delete node as well as update node. And then next we will create get all nodes function is equal to node repository dot get all notes. As we are retrieving the data, so there is no need of parameters. Then create another function as search node with query parameter. That is equal to search node method from node repository with argument as query. And then our view model is also ready. Next, we will create ViewModelFactory. So create a new class under ViewModel package as NoteViewModelFactory. And done. Now, what is ViewModel Provider Factory? Basically, ViewModelFactory is a class that instantiate and return ViewModel. Simple. So here, I'll pass the parameter as application and node repository. Then extend it as ViewModelProvider.Factory. And then inside it, let me write the code first. And done. So this function is required to create an instance of the ViewModel class. Basically, it overrides the create method from the ViewModel_Provider_Factory interface. Then inside it, it returns a new instance of the NoteViewModel by passing the application and node repository instances to its constructor. This as T is used to ensure that the return instance matches with the generic type T which we called before. And that's it. Our NoteViewModelFactory is also ready. Next, go to MainActivity. Here we need to set up the view model which we created. So to do that, first initialize NoteViewModel. Then outside onCreate, here create a function as setUpViewModel. And inside it, let me quickly write the code. And done. See, Node repository initializes Node repository object with Node database instance. Then ViewModel_Provider_Factory creates a NoteViewModelFactory with parameters as application and the Node repository. Now, once we have repository and factory initialized, then set it up in the NoteViewModel like this way. ViewModel provider with this and ViewModel provider factory, which is used to create an instance of NoteViewModel. Then NoteViewModel class specify the class of the ViewModel that needs to be retrieved. And done. Lastly, call setUpViewModel method here inside the onCreate, and that's it. Our adapter, ViewModel, factory, everything is ready. Now the only thing that is left is to set up fragments, which we will cover in the next video. Stay tuned for that, okay? So yeah, that is it for the video. If you are new to this channel, then please consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.